Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing the Distressed Bohemian Soft Faux Locs. So if you want to see step by step how I achieved this look, stay tuned.
Do it for the grab, and it's one in a million, like Julian. This girl better than billion. She Caribbean, so Caribbean.
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plait her real hair into quarter-sized boxes. For straight parts, what I do is put the product, and the product I used was the red Shine and Jam. It is the one for braiders. So I put that on the scalp, and then I go back in and part it over. And if you do that, you will definitely get straighter, cleaner parts. It works all the time for me. That's how I always part out my client's hair, and it's always parted beautifully when I do that simple technique. So I'm just gonna plait her entire head down, and then I'm gonna come back. The last thing I did was took my hands and I ran it through her hair, and then I took some mousse and I put mousse throughout her scalp and her hair. This gives it a nice shine and it feels really good on the scalp when you're done. So here we have the completed look. Thank you guys so much for watching, commenting if you commented, liking if you liked, and subscribing if you subscribed. If you have not, do it now. Here is a video of my beautiful client rocking her freshly done soft bohemian faux locs.